This is Gail Stark. Sometimes I'm known as GW. I just want to welcome you to my blog. I'm going to be talking about issues that relate to seniors, issues that relate to the sporting world, issues that relate to politics that I want to comment on, and anything else that might come to my mind. I hope you discover it. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you enjoy it. By the way, somebody told me I should smile, so here I am, smiling. Well, here we go. Blog number one. This is going to make it or break it to see whether or not I'm going to be an interesting guy or whether or not it's just going to be a flash in the pan. So I'm going to have three topics I'm going to talk about for about 30 seconds each. First one is what's more interesting, college or pro football? And in my mind, there is no question that it's pro football. Pro football season lasts longer, and the interesting part of the season starts just about the time that college ends. And the college football season runs up to right about now, which is in November, middle of November, late November. And then there won't be any other things that go on until January 1st because you have all the bowl games and everything. But the college teams lose their edge. They get a little rusty on that. So it's kind of like two seasons in one for them. Just not as interesting, never to me. Pro football, on the other hand, is kind of builds. It's a thing that the crescendo builds as the season goes on. And we're right now just getting into the interesting part of the season. And if you don't think it's an interesting part of the season, what do you think about? Well, for instance, Aaron Rodgers' season, which has been in the toilet most of the year, and now he's hurt, probably, possibly won't play again. You have teams like the Cincinnati Bengals who have just increased, from a year ago. And a year ago, they surprisingly made it to the Super Bowl, but now they're even better, and they're working hard on that. You have the Tennessee Titans, my home team, that you sit there with the Titans and you go, well, as long as you have Derrick Henry, you're going to be able to pound the ball and have a good time. It's all good. Pro football, to me, longer season builds to a nice crescendo, interesting games every weekend. It couldn't be better. So, the second thing I'm going to talk about is what's more important to get under control, inflation or gun violence? Gun violence. 600 mass shootings in the last 3 years, each of the last 3 years. That is this year, the year before, and the year before that. That is just amazing that you can have almost two gun violence activities each day with at least four people hurt in each one of those gun violence type activities. Why? The rest of the world does not have this problem. Why is this a unique problem to the United States? And what makes us so special that we think that we have to have the ability to have the freedom to have these gun violence? You register your car. Why not register your gun? That's what it really comes down to. Control of what it is that we have. And inflation. Well, inflation's going nuts. It's not as bad as it was last month, but it's still way bigger. I can remember buying a house at 15% interest. That was in 1982. Now, I wouldn't ever want to go back to that. That was not a good percentage. It was not fun paying that mortgage. But by the same token, what choice did I have? And the answer at that time was not much. So, what's more important? I think, in my mind, for the long run of society, we have to get the gun violence under control. Now, what's really more important in the really long term? That's climate. If we don't get the climate under control, we are all toast, almost literally. And there is no indication that we're going to be able to do that. We just don't show the appetite to take the steps that is necessary. I feel bad for my grandchildren. I feel bad, even worse, for my great grandchildren. And I hate to say this, it's my generation that screwed the pooch on this particular one. We did it to ourselves. We didn't know we were doing it, but we did it to ourselves. We need to take the steps to correct it. We need to take the steps to force all the younger generations to make the corrections that we can. As long as we have the numbers that the boomer generation has, we can make some of these changes. We can force it. We need to do that. Thanks for coming to my blog today. Hope you enjoyed it. It's going to be more in the future. More activities, more interesting things, probably fewer topics, but we'll see what goes on. Enjoy it. Have fun.